children, it's Mrs. Lee here. It's assembly number 24 and it's the week beginning the 20th of March 2023. How are you? I hope that you are okay. Me? Oh, thank you for asking. How polite. I'm okay too, thank you. Shall we do our routine? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Well, I can see that the long hand, the minute hand, is pointing to the number 12, and I know that means o'clock. I can see that our hand is pointing towards the 10. That means altogether it is 10 o'clock. Did you get it right? Give yourselves a pat on the back. Well done. I can also see our language of the month is staying the same as last week because we are in the month of March. And this month, Mrs. Turner has asked us to think about Hindi. And we know how to say hello in Hindi. It is namaste. Can you do it? Namaste. Uh-oh. The Makaton sign of the week isn't there. Mrs. Lee is a little bit sad at the moment. Mrs. Lee has been trying to get her laptop and the photocopier to work together, and they don't want to this morning. So Mrs. Lee has got to... What Hartford hero do I need? Let's have a look at them. Which one do you think I need to be like? Yes, that's right. I need to be like Problem Solver Snake. So here we go. That was a bit tricky to see, wasn't it? I'm going to show it to you again. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Did you see? So our Makaton sign this week is water. Can you do it? Water. You need to bring your hand so your palm is facing outwards and then just bring your hand across your cheek. Water, water. Water, water everywhere. I hope you've got yours today. Should your water bottle be full of juice? Not at our school. We want everybody, and that includes you, to drink water. It's good for our teeth. It's good for our bodies. It's very, very good for our... What's in here? That's right, our brains. If we have juice, yes, we like the flavour of juice. I would drink loads of juice. Sometimes that makes us need to go to the toilet, doesn't it? A lot if we drink loads and loads and loads. But it also doesn't do very good things to our teeth. All right, and we want you to be healthy all over from the top of your head down to your toes. So please drink water. I'm going to have a little slurp of mine now. It's good. Why is Mrs. Lee wanting to talk about water? Well, usually I have a sign down here that tells you what our assembly is about. I'm going to try and show that to you now. I'm going to be a problem solver snake. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Did you see? Well, coming up this week, it's World Water Day. And World Water Day is a time when everybody around the whole world needs to stop and just think about water. Now, our globe, the world that we live in, is made up of a lot of water. But I don't know if you know, some of our water is not looked after very properly. Some of our water is hard to get to. Some of our water is a bit dirty. Now, you and I are really lucky. If our water bottle becomes empty, we just go to the tap and we can fill it up. Now, in lots of countries around the whole world, people might not have a tap inside their house. They might be lucky, I don't know if that's the right word, and have a tap outside their house that they can go to and their next door neighbour can go to and the other people that live nearby can go to. And some people don't even have a tap near them and they have to go to a well or maybe even a river. And that's where they get their water from. And I don't know if you've ever seen photographs of children and grown-ups carrying massive buckets of water on their head and having to bring it back from the well or from the river so that they can do all the things that we use water for. Have a little think about all the things that we use water for. That's right, we use water to drink. We use water to wash our hands and our faces and our bodies and our hair. We might even use it to water our garden or clean something in our house. Maybe you've helped your grown-up wash the car. Water is used everywhere. If you were making some clothes, and you worked in a factory where they made clothes, you would be using water. If you are making a car and you're in a factory, you would use water. It is a commodity, that's a lovely word, isn't it? That is very important to humans and to other animals as well. Now, if we don't look after the water, things go wrong. And I'm going to read you a story now, how you can help to make water good. Are you ready? This book we've read before called Clean Up. This is about how you can help keep the oceans and the seas, the beaches nearby to us clean. This book is all about how to look after everything in our world. I've read this one to you before as well. But this is the one I'm going to read today. It's called Like the Ocean We Rise. The blurb on the back says, our planet is vast. That means big. And it's beautiful too, but it needs our help. It needs me. It needs you. All right? And it talks about how we impact our earth and how we can make a difference. Are you ready? Let's see if you're sitting smartly. Good listening ears. Our planet is vast and it is beautiful too. Its forests are green and its oceans are blue. Do we see that magic and treat it with care? Do we take for granted the world that we share? We know that real change starts with you and with me. Yet we feel like raindrops, small spots on the sea. But each drop that falls on smooth water below makes a ripple that echoes, and each one will grow. I don't know if you can see, this book has got like little holes in it, little raindrop holes. In Sweden, one girl said, "Enough is enough. It's time to do something. It's time to get tough." She started a ripple, it grew and it grew. She started us thinking, if not me, then who? Do you know who this is? A little girl called Greta Thunberg, and she has helped a lot with talking about climate. Up here in the Arctic, the shift can be felt. We can't carry on letting ancient ice melt. So we march through the snow on the glittery ground. It's time to take charge. We can turn this around. Oh, this is lovely. In Queensland, things aren't how we want them to be. We need to look out for our fish, for our sea. Our rainbow bright coral is getting bleached white. Like the ocean we rise, we promise to fight. If you've ever watched a film, Finding Nemo, you'll see all the coral in the background. It's very colourful and very beautiful. But over in Australia, it's starting now to not be as healthy as it was. In Uganda, we know that the earth is in pain. We've waited and waited and waited for rain. Lions and zebras can't join in our chant, so we do what the land and the animals can't. So in lots of places around the world, there are places where there is no rain for many, many, many months, which is okay because then they get the rain later on. But sometimes that rain doesn't come. So all those animals that are out there searching for water are finding it very, very difficult to live. Our magical rainforests under attack. Our birds and our animals want their homes back. We won't just stand by till the trees are all gone. Our numbers are growing and we will march on. And again, there's lots and lots of rainforests, hundreds of rainforests around our world, but they are getting smaller because we keep chopping the trees down to use the trees because they have lots of byproducts that we can use in things that we use at home. Good thing or a bad thing? It's a tricky one to answer, isn't it? When the rain pours till it feels like a flood and we feel overwhelmed like we're stuck in the mud, we can help one another, support and protect. No one is an island. We need to connect. I'm now asking for everybody, you and me, everybody, to work together to problem solve. Be like problem solver snake. In Tokyo, we fill our rooftops with hives. We do it to make sure the honeybee thrives. Let's change things together. We all have the power to grow bees, the gift of a single bright flower. Wow, imagine if we had bees on the top of our roofs. How exciting, wouldn't it be? Especially if we had lots of flowers, because it's the flowers that attract the bees. Now, I know coming up soon, we've got our Easter Fete, and in your Easter Fete goodie bag there are some seeds. What do I want you to do with those seeds? That's right, I want you to plant them so you can encourage bees to come to your garden. Our skyscrapers here in New York are so tall. In the big busy bustle we're bound to feel small, but sometimes we just need to open our hearts. When we come together, that's when the real change starts. Love that picture. Can you imagine sharing flowers with your next door neighbour? It's a nice thing to do, isn't it? As Australia sleeps, Britain's morning begins. The torch gets passed on as the earth we share spins. We pick litter, recycle and keep the seas clean. We live far apart, but we're on the same team. That's right, isn't it? We need to all work together. We march here in Delhi to show that we care. We must use less fuel so we have cleaner air. We're marching, we're singing, we're banging the drum. And we will not stop until something is done. Our planet is vast and it's beautiful too, but it needs our help, it needs me, and it needs you. Though we might be small in a world that is wide, together we swell until we turn the tide. Cool. Now you might think you're quite little, but you can help. When you go to the toilet and you flush the toilet, flush it once. When you wash your hands, make sure you turn off the tap. When you clean your teeth at home, and I hope you are, especially if you do like to drink juice, you must clean your teeth. When you've cleaned your teeth, make sure that while you're cleaning it, the tap is turned off. It doesn't need to run water. We need to save water. And lots of times with water, like maybe you've got a big bath and you've had your bath, you can use that water for other things. So once you've cleaned your body, you can use that water maybe to water the plants, or maybe you could go and use it to clean the car. Just need a big bucket and take it outside. So many different ways. I want you to try really hard this week. One of our golden rules helps with this. Do you know which one it is? Yeah, that's right. It's called looking after property. So, our property is something as big as our school and as small as maybe a pencil. That's all property. As you walk around the school this week, if you see something on the floor, maybe a bit of litter, maybe a book, maybe that's something that shouldn't be on the floor, somebody's coat, for instance, can you pick it up? When you go to the toilet, can you make sure that all the taps are turned off for me? Can you make sure that when you're using a paper towel to dry your hands, you use 1 or 2? Not lots of them. Make sure you pop them in the bin. We're very, very lucky at our school. We have 2 very, very lovely cleaners that come into our school every evening and they tidy up our school. They look after property for us. Please make their job a bit easier. Okay, children, lots and lots of things to do and to think about to make our world safe. If you want to read this book more and have a little look at the raindrops that are in there, please come at lunchtime when you're eating your dinner. Come and get one of the books and have a little look through. Please look after these books though. They cost a lot of money and we want to save them, just like we want to save our earth, so that when your baby brothers and sisters or your cousins, maybe your children, when you grow up, can come and look at this book, come and look at all the things in our school and use them themselves. And our school is a lovely place. I don't know if you've been looking around it recently, all the lovely displays that we've got. So I'm going to show you some of them now, including one that Mrs. Dutoy put up for the Red Nose Day that we celebrated last week. And well done, congratulations to all the winners. Fabulous job. I'm going to keep up the pictures for another few days because I really like them. They make our school look lovely. So many places to go around the school and enjoy reading a book or two. So make sure you're using your walking feet. Come around the school, find a place, choose a book, sit down, read it, put it back so that somebody else can read it. Make sure you're nice and tidy before you leave. How exciting! Thank you to all the grown-ups that have made our school look so lovely. Please treat it like we've just been saying, how we need to treat our world with respect, look after it. Thank you. Right then, children, finish off with our school prayer. And remember, you can close your eyes, you can put your hands together. I don't mind, but I do need you to all say the words because they're so important. Help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good, in all my work and in all my play, to grow more loving every day. Amen. Or I'm going to remember those words while I'm walking around the school.